Lal Show every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7:20 p.m. and a rebroadcast at 11 a.m. The Glenn Lal Show only on Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM.
It is 19 hours 21 in Guyana, right across the Eastern Caribbean, Monday, April 24th, 2023. Welcome to this edition of the Glenn Lal Show. We're happy that you can join us, auntie, uncles, neighbors, friends. Encourage your loved ones to join us here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 19 hours 20, where we tell it as it is. I have with me the man of the moment, and of course, he had a very packed weekend, so I'm pretty sure he's going to tell you more about that in his program. But just before I hand things over to him, immediately after his presentation, there's lots to be shared with you this evening. You can call us on 226-7453 to 622-2222 and 624-6456. Running low on credit, call and cut us off. We will stand the bill this evening. We're going to return your call. We're happy to have you, and we're happy that we can educate you here on the Glenn Lal Show. With that said, sir, how was your weekend? Namaste, and the floor is yours.
How was my weekend? First, let me say namaste to all those beautiful people I met yesterday on my way to and from Babis. It was a beautiful trip. My weekend was lovely. I enjoyed it. It could not have been better. You could have joined us, We had space, Josh. We had lots of fun coming back, I'll talk a little about it during the program. Let's leave that for now. And let's get going with our normal business, edifying, educating all Guyana as to what's taking place in this land. A minute ago, before I came on the radio, I received a call from the United States from a friend telling me that the highest bidder for the Marriott Hotel was involved in a ton of fraud in the U.S. And I just smile and say, you know what, guy, our leaders in this land just love to tie bundle with gamesters and fraudsters. So it is what it is. I was in my teens when Jonestown massacre happened. That was November 1978. I saw for myself how helicopters slinging huge crates, Joshua. You never hear this or you never see it, right? You would never see it. I was in my teens. Huge helicopters slinging huge crates with the dead bodies flying into Timeri to carry the dead U.S. citizens out of the country. It was not a pleasant sight for a young man to watch. You hear that? Mm-hmm. Not a very nice thing to watch. Like I said, I was in my teen, and I witnessed that for myself, crossing over the newly built Demerara Harbor Bridge. My big sister had a truck, and we used to be back and forth Wakenham on it, so we were able to spot the helicopters flying to Timeri with all these boxes. The very first time I saw something like that, that a helicopter would sling, a long sling with a huge box, it's like a crate with the bodies. Then when we didn't know it was the bodies, it's later in the night it came over the radio that it was the bodies they were moving to be tucked away. Uncle and Auntie, what the leaders allowing to happen in this country would be worse than that. But the citizens of this country, Joshua, are waking up. And I couldn't be more happier, having gone to Berbice and witness how people waking up. Yesterday, I went to Skeldon to meet with some people who invited me to come and give them a little talk about what's going on with our resources and to meet in person, Joshua. You know, and I am so excited that my heart's still full of joy as I sit here. I swear it. Yes. One courageous man told me, Glenlal, I will walk through every single village from Crabwood Creek in Berbice, through the East Coast, Berbice, the West Coast, Berbice, across Demerara into Georgetown, cross the Harbour Bridge to Perica, cross the Demerara River, the Essequibo River, all the way on the Essequibo coast to Charity. You hear that? Mm-hmm. Man, when I hear this, I couldn't believe this gentleman is telling me that. Uncle, this patriotic Guyanese said he's doing this with one thing in mind. This thieving Exxon contract must change, must be renegotiated. It must go. Joshua, the only thing, Uncle, I could have said to that man is, sir, I am with you 100%, every step of the way. And I'm sure, Uncle and Auntie, that you and the many other Glenlals in the different villages across Guyana will give your full support to that gentleman. He is putting the time. He is putting together the time when he will begin. I love it. I love it. This Exxon dead we have in front of us, so rotten and stink, must be buried in the deepest hole so that none of us ever have to smell it, hold we nose and talk about it. I will give you guys an update, Uncle and Auntie, yes, as to when this gentleman will begin his walk across this country in support of a change to the Exxon rotten, dirty, stinking contract. Uncle, the crowd in Berbice was reasonable and the reception was delightful and encouraging. The people are excited about the things I share with them. I feel inspired that the work me and the team at Kaieteur News is doing is touching more and more people. Yes, it's touching them that their eyes are beginning to open and they are seeing what the leaders are doing and trying to cover up. It was really a good feeling and a worthwhile trip for me yesterday in Berbice. On my way coming back to Georgetown, what I experienced has my heart still in joy as I sit here. One thing, a beer, Joshua. We stopped at a drinking bar. I think it's number 66 Village. A set of men were drinking. And they couldn't have been more happy watching me, seeing me as I walked in that bar. I couldn't pay. Joshua, I couldn't pay for any drinks. Yes. They were so much in love with what I do. The praises they showered on me moved my little heart. I had to say to them, what I'm doing is not my work. It's the man above. I am just doing his will. In a nutshell, after a lengthy discussion, that's what it boils down to. Because of the praises coming, I'm like, wow. I said, guys, you got to calm down. You got to take it easy, you know. Thanks, guys. I left there and went to New Amsterdam. Joshua, this one was, yes, I could not believe this. Standing on Main Street as the place was getting dark. And I couldn't, man, I just couldn't be more happy than this, Joshua. Oh my. The place was getting dark. Almost everybody, Joshua, walking, riding, driving, recognized me and hailed me up with so much joy. Man, it's an unforgettable experience. I can't explain it, Joshua. I just can't. Uncle, I can't explain it. We decided to move further up Main Street, and it was amazing. Joshua, you gotta hear this one. Uncle, we walked in a rum shop on Main Street, and 4 tables were only discussing Glenlal. Yes, the Glenlal shoe. Again, we drink some free beers there. Don't tell the doctor, uncle. Don't tell him. Banks DIH have to give me a commission with all them beers we get. We although we didn't buy it, we should get a commission on it. Yeah. Uncle, these TikToks and these radio programs is waking up the country. Coming over the river, we stopped at Belladrum, prestigious bar. Yeah, man. Prestigious bar. And it was a repeat of New Amsterdam and number 66 Village. Let's see how long more the PPP, the PNC will run from their responsibility of renegotiating this Exxon contract that is ripping out our heart and our guts. Yes. Of every citizen of this country. Let's see Joshua, let's wait and see how long they're going to be running and trying to duck and hide from this. The people of this country is waking up, and the PPP, yes, the PNC better wake up, or there will be a real shake-up for them in this land. I see it, I hear it, I feel it, man, and I think I'm even smelling it in this radio room. Yes, it's coming. Shake-up is coming. President Ali and Aubrey Norton better get their acts together and get it quickly. This country is on the move, and what I'm smelling on the ground is not nice. No amount of PNC and PPP spies y'all sending to these gatherings will help you. I asked a very simple question as I was speaking yesterday at the gathering. Who doesn't want renegotiation of the Exxon contract? And everybody said yes. They demand and they want a renegotiation. Except one person, a spy. So I asked her, you don't want a renegotiation of this lopsided contract? She said she's listening. You hear that? Sat there recording and taking photographs for her bosses who are enslaving this country. I want her to know that change is coming. And I want her to also know that she will be listening as to how the changes will be coming. She liked to listen. I don't want to say much on her, Joshua. The beers in my head and the rum in my knees is shaking my belly. You know, you heard that slang? So I will be short tonight, Uncle. Let's get going with tonight's program. That was a trailer I was giving them. Okay? I hope y'all ain't take me serious, Josh. It's only 3 beers I had throughout the trip. All right, so let's get going. 3 beers, just 3 beers I had. And let me say thank you guys once again. And namaste to every one of you joining me tonight. Let's get going, Josh. Uncle, this contract is, I can't find a word to describe it, but hemorrhaging us and killing all of us. I don't know if those are the right words. But this contract is not good for us, our hopes, our dreams, and our future. You guys are in trouble with that. We are running this oil sector as a business. Sometimes I ask myself if we're running this oil sector as a business or if we're running a free-for-all for Exxon and their partners. I don't think our politicians have a clue where this country is heading. And it's very sad. Every time they open their mouths and talk about Guyana's progress and development, I feel to throw up. Tonight, I will show every Guyanese step by step how destructive rather than productive all these foreign companies in this land are to us, Joshua. I want you to listen to me carefully, Joshua. We're in trouble. Sure. I want to explain the many ways in which the foreign companies are making life 1,000,000 times worse for every one of us in this country. Everything they do in the name of development and progress is sucking the lifeblood out of us. And will do the same for future generations to come. Nothing different will be done. Let me say this very clear, Joshua. I am not saying we should not explore or produce oil. All I am saying is that instead of building this country with the so-called oil money, the oil companies are blocking it up more and more. Instead of boosting our fortunes, they are burying us further into the ground with poverty and starvation. Let us look, Uncle, at some of the effects of the oil operations and what is happening to this country. We collected 219 million US in 3 months of this year, the first 3 months of this year. That has been our take for 90 days. Yes, 90 days of this year. An average production of 400,000 barrels of oil per day, Uncle, at $80 a barrel by that 90 days, January to March. The value Guyana received is 7%. 7%, or the $219 million. What can't even fix our tea toll? Joshua, tell me if this is a half and half partnership, a 50-50 partnership, where ExxonMobil sells $2,880,000,000 US dollar. And Guyana get 219. Is this a half and half business? Is this real business or a cake shop business? Uncle, if they continue like this, at the end of the year, Guyana will get 900 million, less than 1 billion out of 11.5 billion American dollars. You tell me what business this is, man. You tell me what kind of half and half business that is. 11.5 billion if we are to use the 219 figure. ExxonMobil will be taking out from our oil, and we will be getting 900 million. 11.5 billion to 900. Not even 1 billion we get it. What kind of business is this, man? And on top of this, the king we have in this country, Barra Jagdeo, said he's approving more projects. Yes, to get more Hungry Belly 219. Yes. And he have to decide too whether the Guyanese people will see the expenses or not. Are you believe these things what's happening? Just think about that for now and let's move on. That is how we run business in this country. Joshua, listen to me carefully. The fishing industry, where everybody complaining about. I am so tired of hearing about it that I promised a set of fishermen actually in disgruntlement at KK gas station last night, because we stopped in there too, right? Man, it was beautiful. Yes, at KK gas station last night, I promised them to explain what is in store for the fishing industry. Uncle, guys, fish and shrimp used to bring in 100 million US a year into this country. It used to provide an honest living and feed all the fishermen and their families. The fishing industry is now on the brink of being completely wiped out. Thousands of fishermen and their families are now on the breadline. Their livelihoods are going, or some of them has already gone. When some of them go out to sea, I was told this last night again at KK gas station, they are hardly catching any fish and are forced to spend additional time at sea hoping to get a good catch. A catch that would be able to cover the expenses, their fuel, and bring home fish. Uncle, it's not easy. It's not easy, they tell me, to go out there today and come back and make something that could feed their families. In other words, they told me that plenty of them now is running at a loss. Gas station, KK gas station, they told me that last night. They even said some of the boat owners are being forced to sell out the fishing boats at a loss just to come out the business. All because of ExxonMobil and the oil industry. The oil operation going on out there, uncle, and the oil contract. The citizens of this country now have to purchase imported fish from America and China. Imagine this is the land of many waters, and we now have to import fish to eat. Tell me how the Guyanese people, especially the poor people, can afford to import fish, buy imported fish. And tell me where the country will find the US dollars to import the fish. You understand what's happening here, uncle? You lose the $100 million US that used to come in the country with the sale of our fish and seafood products. Yes. Now the fishermen losing their livelihoods, their families, the boat owners losing their business, and the Guyanese people lose their Banga, Mary, Gilbaka, and Snapper. So we lose all around. And Guyana get how much? 219 million US. Yes. This is business, uncle. This is the cake shop business with the Exxon contract. Destroying our livelihoods, piece by piece, while the oil companies and their shareholders smiling all the way to the bank in which they can afford to import salmon, codfish, oysters, lobsters, all the variety of the species, the seafood products, yes, for their stomachs, while we have to settle for trench fish, or the cacabelly, the caras, or the laruma. I grew up eating that too. Tell me, uncle, how is the Guyana Exxon contract helping to build this economy? Tell me how. I can't wait for the man to begin that walk from Crabwood Creek to Charity. Who joining in? Would you guys join in? I think I think I could hear some of you say, yes, we will join him. You just have to join him through your village. And let's show the world how we will stand up. Now let's turn to another area, uncle. Yes, we talked about the fishing there. Let's go to our traditional agriculture sector that is bringing approximately 2 billion every year for this country. Like the fishermen whose livelihoods gone in the wind, the farmers all over catching hell. Some of us, some of them can't even spend more than a few hours, uncle. Some of the farmers can't spend more than a few hours in their farms. The heat is too much for them to stand. A farmer from Hog Island is be calling in. I only hope he call in tonight. He knows how to explain this thing. Not better than Glenn. All this start, this heat that that you guys are feeling, it start with the flaring of the gas out there. The temperature keep rising, uncle, by the minute in this land. Crops burning out, production falling. And this is one of the reasons why ground provisions and greens are so scarce and expensive in Guyana, auntie. Yes. Give me one moment, please. Let me sip some water. It's the 3 beers I had last night. Ground provision, greens, plantain, scarce and expensive. On top of this, the oil companies, Exxon workforce using our oil money. Let me repeat. Exxon and the partners and the workforce using our oil money, buying up the limited food. Yes, and they're buying up in abundance, uncle, which is putting further pressure on the local supplies and prices. Yes, so we get in shafting 2 ways. Your oil money buying up the best on the market for make them happy and comfortable on the oil ships. Yes, while we the Guyanese people, especially the poor people, have a fight for what left. Yes, fight for what left on the market or at the roadside at a fantastic price. So the oil contract is a lose-lose setup. Anyhow you twist it or turn it, yes, For the Guyanese people, we are losers. I don't go to the market. Some of you should tell me the prices and if you can afford it. Rather than being the bread basket of the region, I am going to be the bread. I am going to be the bread line soon because of this oil contract. I ain't even touched the meat. The meat. I am told you can't even get chicken and beef in this country. And when you get it, some people turning their faces and walk away. I had to laugh when I hear this. Yes, uncle and auntie. When you do get it, some people turning their faces away and walk away. I now see why so many people love Glenn Lal. Yes. Change has to come to this 219 million contract we get in every 3 months. Uncle, so help me God, this contract got to change. It has to. Instead of Barajagdeo working toward changing that, he's telling us about Guyana gaining with local content. One and two yard work, maid work, little truck work, and taxi work. That is what Guyana is getting out of the Exxon oil contract in this country. And Jagdeo called that we are gaining. Local content. Let's move to another sector, uncle. I am making these things very simple for you guys to understand the trouble we're in, you know. Let's look at the infrastructure, where it is going, and what is happening on our roads, wharves, and bridges. They are all being destroyed with all these oil-related heavy-duty machinery. Yes, cargo containers with steel, cement, pipelines, chemicals, and vehicles which are now using our roadways. Man, the East Bank Public Road is being destroyed, uncle. Yes, being destroyed by the constant heavy traffic, the heavy-duty equipment, container trucks, sand trucks, loom trucks. Man, soon it will take you 3 hours from Georgetown to Timeri. Yes, if you got to go catch a plane. So I just want to edify you people in Berbice, Essequibo, and the riverine as to if you have to get a flight or a relative have to get a flight. Remember, from Georgetown to Timeri, cater for 2-3 hours. From Georgetown to Diamond now is an hour and a half. The faster we build with loans or borrow money, the faster Exxon Guyana oil business broken it up. Joshua, you still want to hear more?
Yes.
All right, let's get going, man. Everyone here thinking that this oil contract is a silver lining. Sad to say, uncle and auntie is a bigger nightmare. But these geniuses you have parading themselves as leaders can never see or understand that. You know, Josh, what they see and understand is to give ExxonMobil more projects and pump up the oil faster to collect more 219 every 3 months. Yes, that's what they see. Which they're ashamed. You know, you collect that 219 and both President Ali and Vice President Jagdeo ashamed to come out and announce that by themselves. Since oil production began, uncle, is more and more big trucks on the road. Our roads were not built for this level of traffic or the weight of some of these monster trucks. Our roads are crumbling so fast. Man. Oh. I don't know if the 219 y'all getting every 3 months, will be able to fix a quarter of the damage. Although we got sand trucks. Yes, brick. We got sand and we got brick free. I don't think the 219 you're getting, although you got to try the sand and the stone free, would be able to fix a quarter of what is being done to the roadways presently. I think we've had to borrow money. I remember we borrowed money to fix the Linden Susdike Highway. Bison broke up that. Stole all we timber, we lumber and disappear. Yep. And now we got borrow money, take loan. We got to take back the Chinese loan for fix it. Are you doing business in this land, uncle? Oh, yes. We had to take loan to fix it. Oh. And you got to take loans now to fix the roadways and the bridges. Oh boy. How do you begin to grasp this madness, Josh? Yep. Huh? Everybody fetching out you thing, and you gotta go borrow money, pay interest to fix back the things. I didn't even touch on the damages done to the Guyanese people vehicles to now, Joshua. Yep. I ain't even touched that yet. That is putting additional burden on their pockets. Me and you vehicle when we damage on the road. Yes, what do you think happening to us? What do you think happening to the small man when you have to buy back a wheel or an engine and the other parts that is falling off the vehicle with the roads they have? I see plenty of vehicles that's left by the roadways broke down. Oh, buddy. You know how many people dying on the streets because of the potholes? All this is happening because of the Exxon oil contract, oil operation going on. That giving a 219 million every 3 months. Which President Ali and Jagde were ashamed to announce. Then they used Bank of Guyana for put out a statement to the press so that we, the press, can inform you people in the newspapers and on the radio and the TV. Oh boy. I can't wait for the man. I can't wait for that man to start the walk, Joshua. If we are to correct this insanity, Uncle and Auntie, you guys have to join in at every village. At every village that man passed through. Or let me say this, if you can't walk, come out on the road and cheer that man. I will try my best to be with him. Or I think I will give up my radio program and walk with a man. I think I'm going to do that. I think I'll do that. Uncle, we all know time is money. Yes, time is money. Let's turn now to the traffic congestion. What I talk about? I talk about the fishing, your crops dying, your roads, bridges is destroying, traffic. Let's go to the traffic congestion across this country. Look at the hours Guyanese have to spend traveling to work and going home. Anybody ever think about that? Going to the market too, or going anywhere in their vehicles. You guys have an idea how many hours are being wasted daily? You have any idea how much money this country is losing daily because people are trapped on the roadways and not at their desk or at their business places? Huh? This country is going down rather than going up, uncle. All because of that evil Guyana Exxon contract. That 219 million every 3 months contract. It's so shameful, like I said. Them chaps don't want to come out and announce it. Oh. Joshua, you have any idea how much diesel and gasoline the Guyanese people have to now use while stuck in traffic, buddy? You know the cost? Who's compensating people on that? So when you used to burn, let's say, a gallon diesel or a gasoline to go home, you're burning 1.5 gallon. Who's compensating for that? Your oil money? Anybody's salary increase, Joshua, you want? Lie, you get increased. Don't do that. Yes. Is Guyana, excuse me, is Guyana even moving sideways, Joshua? Huh? Wait, man. You can't see that this Exxon contract is worse than the devil itself, worse than Satan. Every day that goes by, every Guyanese spends more of what they beg for, earn or thief to get by, man. Every day we spend more. Whether you beg for it, you earn it or you thief it. So like the fishing, the farming, the roads, time wasted, money lost. Oh boy. Let's move to construction boom. Let's move to the construction boom. So you get an understanding, uncle and auntie. Yes. How things work. How things operate. Yes. The construction boom. And the house you dreaming of owning. Oh, Joshua, you got your own house? No. You're dreaming too, right? Yes. All of you dreaming of owning your own home. The construction boom is another area making headlines all over. Some of them in New York. Yes. We Guyanese brothers and sisters in New York talking about Guyana on the move. Guyana is becoming a Dubai. Building going up all over. Hotels, wharves, houses, office buildings, industrial buildings, and commercial buildings. Man. All this. Yes, these people see and say Guyana is progressing. Guyana is developing. Guyana is becoming the Dubai. Guys, are you smoking something that I never see, smell, or taste before? Better get your acts together. All these development that you see going on, these constructions that are going up, these commercial buildings, all is to support the oil industry. What does it mean for the Guyanese people? Huh? You know what it means to the Guyanese people? Me and you? Especially the poor man who wants a roof over his head. You know what it means to them? Let me explain that. Look at the price for sand, stone, wood, steel, cement, and now workmanship. Joshua, everything double. We're losing more than 1 billion a year on minor things, leaving out the damages and destruction in every sector. And we get, you know what? 219 million every 3 months. How you like that, brother? Watch the kind of destruction and damage. Look what we are putting ourselves in. Destruction is over 1 billion, and that is only the minor things. And that's what my life put it, you know. If we were to go down, if I am to get down deep into it, we're losing, man, oh God, I don't even want to dream to tell you guys the figure. We're losing in the billions and collect 19 in the millions. I told them yesterday in Borby's, uncle, before oil fine in 2015, every one of us could have built a house, a nice size house, a beautiful home, between $6 and $8 million. Today, if you don't talk $15, $20 million, don't even dream of owning a decent house. 2015 to now, you hear that? You see what happened there? Everything doubled. Yeah. 2015 to now, your salary has been doubled. Stone, I'm told stone is gold today. Yeah. You know who building all those buildings and hotels, uncle and auntie? The foreigners. They don't care, Joshua, and this is very important. Listen to this thing carefully. Yeah. They don't care what price they pay. They don't care what they broke up or what they dig up. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Their concern is to put these infrastructures in place at whatever cost. You know why? You don't know why, uncle. Our oil money, yes, our oil money is paying for it. Everything and anything to do with the oil operations in Guyana, all the money is taken out as expenses from the oil. That is the first charge. This is why we can only get 219 million every 3 months. And this is why Jagdeo is not showing us the expenses. Yes. I hope you understand what I'm saying here, I'm making this thing simple, The headquarters where Exxon building at Ogle is nearly 3 months oil money for Guyana. Yes. That is coming out. That money is coming out from we oil. And every other expenses on it, in it, or on top of it will come out from our oil. So, you think them care if they drive up stone price or any other price in this country? Right now we importing stone from other sister and brother islands. So whatever price come here and they use it up, yes, go ahead, it's okay. Guyana oil money will pay. They don't have to feel anything. It's not coming out of their pockets. Nor do they feel the squeeze, uncle and auntie. They are allowed to spend any amount of Guyana's bank book. Yes, spend out of Guyana's bank book. Yeah, man. And Jagdeo is a bank teller. He's a bank teller. He just tell Exxon, just take how much I want and do what I want, man. Don't bother. I know how to control the Guyanese people. That's why he wants to tell Exxon to do everything. Everything that happened in this country, for him, is a 7-day wonder. Yes, he always said that. Everything happened, there's after 7 days, Guyanese just forget it. But he's correct. A lot of things the whole Guyana forget. But I want to tell Jagdeo this one. Yes. I want to tell you on this one, this oil contract. No. Not even the dead will forget this. This contract isn't going anywhere, Mr. Jagdeo. This will be an eternal headache for you and your party. I guarantee you this. Not a single cent, yes, increase for the people of this country. Come on, man. People begging and bawling, hollering and crying, getting sleepless nights with the life they're living in one of the fastest growing economy on earth, Jagdeo? No, man. No. You should come out, Mr. Jagdeo, and tell the Guyanese people who want a little roof over their heads, how and when they will get one. That's what you should do. Yes. You know, giving the people, giving them house lots, making them feel good. We own a house lot. We got transport for a house lot. No. Tell them where, tell them how, and tell them when they're unable to build a house that they can call a home with all this oil we have in this land. Yes. We are told we are the richest per capita in the world today. And it is factual, uncle and auntie. It's on pen and paper on all the financial institutions of the world. The World Bank, the IMF, the IDB, the CDB, China Exim, American Exim, all. Where are we? We can't even get our people to build a little shack with zinc sheet around for themselves. Africa. If this is not Africa, if this is not Asia all over again, then somebody, anybody, tell Glenlal what is. When I see some of the houses they're building as homes for the Guyanese to live in, and I'm talking about the government homes, man, that the government of officials are boasting so much about. Man, I going back to Africa. I'm going to bring back some more pictures to show you what the leaders joining with the foreigners to do to their own people. That is happening here. Yes. I'm going to show you guys. Or you can Google it and see, man. Mud hut they're living in throughout Africa. But the mud huts are very nice. If you ask me, Wakenham had them and I love them. Oh, we are heading back there, uncle and auntie. It's during slavery and indentureship. We used to have them, right? The logi with mud. Yeah. I hope you all join that man when he started this march of the heart to bring about real change in this land. This destruction that is taking place under the umbrella of this vile oil contract, uncle. Man, no. This oil contract between Guyana and them oil company, uncle, cannot go ahead. We cannot handle this thing. This thing should not pass 2023, uncle. We have to join that man. We have to join that man on the streets. It's too much what is happening in this land. What the oil companies is doing along with the politicians, uncle. One radio program. This one radio program. I can't give you all. I got to break this thing down. I got to break it down in many parts and go it slowly so you guys can get the full understanding of the danger and destruction this country going through. And what we will face in this oil and gold country when it is finished. You have to join me Wednesday so we can continue this conversation. It is too much for my head and who dealing with these kinds of things every day. I know what it is doing to you too, listening. And because I want you to get the value, uncle, of what I'm saying here, we have to take this thing slowly. We have to, uncle. You know, although I am thankful to my Creator for my blessings on earth, my heart cries every day for where Guyana is and where Guyana is going with that oil contract. I struggle to understand the leaders of this land and the few who are defending this contract, given the devastation and destruction that the Guyanese people have to live with. Uncle, Auntie, more has to come on this subject. I don't want to fool your head too much. You cannot grasp it. It's too much. Your fishing industry done with. Your farming sector is burning. Your roads destroying. Your dream house visions are falling apart. The traffic congestion hampering and sabotaging progress in every sector. It's not a two-headed snake we have here to deal with, Uncle and Auntie. This is a 600-head snake. This 600-head snake is biting us, poisoning us from all angles. Nothing and nothing is being done by President Ali, by Vice President Jagdev and the opposition. Nothing. When last time you hear them say anything? I didn't want to change my topic here, Joshua. You know, I really didn't plan to change it. But I just want you guys to know that the monies, the billions being spent out there, we have a time limit, Uncle, to check and verify it to see if Guyana paying the right bills from we oil. If we're dealing with the right amount, if the right amount of money is coming out from our oil before we get it to our $19 million. And even to that, Joshua, our king, who heading the sector, is not doing fast enough. Uncle, you guys know those inflated billions that are being invested out there. Jagdev is not checking them on time. Huh? And like he doesn't care. Time running out on almost all. So we just have to accept 219 million until we dead. Every 3 months. He keep on promising with a soft voice and a pitiful face. Y'all must watch him and listen to him, man. It's important to watch him and listen to him when he's holding his press conferences. What he say and how he's saying it. For instance, you know what, Josh? Did Miss Mortley give you that tape?
Yes.
Play that tape for them. Listen to him, please. Listen to him here.
We've been very disappointed that we have not been able to select a group to do the audit of the post-2017 expenditure by Exxon. The reason is that we did not have a strong local content. So we had two local groups that came in, but they were not strong enough. We want to build a capacity in Guyana to do this audit. We think our people have enormous skills, forensic skills and auditing skills, and we're looking to see if we can't have an arrangement where we have a consortium of local people come together to do part of this work, partnering with a foreign company, so we can build capacity right here in Guyana. We're disappointed that from the individual bids we've had, we have not been able to do this. So when I get back from Scotland, I've asked the minister to see if we can get together all of the groups in Guyana who've expressed interest in this to see how we can partner. They can partner with a foreign company to do this audit. We badly need to build this capacity also in GRA. GRA has been mandated to try to build a capacity to do this. But it's a disappointment because it's been quite a while.
You know, Joshua, when you listen to this man, you know, it's sad. It's sad. He disappointed since 2017. He didn't ever check it from 2017 backwards. We in 2023, uncle and auntie. And I'm handing check now. Basically, he hasn't checked anything of substance in this land. He's still looking for people. Oil gone done. The contract will come to an end. And we will never find the capacity, the people he's looking for, that he's talking about there just now. Auntie, you have people all over the world. We have our brothers and sisters right next door in Trinidad with experience who is willing to help Guyana. But he doesn't want them. He doesn't want anybody to come here. Maybe he waiting for your picnic to grow up for check the crookishness where Exxon going on with. Maybe next 20 years from now. When the contract only give away 2 years for check it. This is how you run business in this land, uncle. Yes. Yes. You get 2 years for check Exxon bills and you still can't find people. So, uncle, we have to accept all the crookish bills and pay it as is. This is the business king. And you got running the oil sector. Yes. The same king who went in opposition, man, was a tiger, was a lion. How much things he's not going to do. And what he would not do if he get in there. You can listen to him again. Play him when he was in parliament, when he was in opposition. Play it. Let him hear.
After ExxonMobil came here under the PVP, explored under the PVP, found oil under the PVP, at that time we had a chance to renegotiate the contract to bring more benefits to Guyana. Mr. Speaker, that company walked in because they're very smart, big company. They look out for their shareholders. And so what they did, they walk in with their maximum demands. Our incompetent government trudged in there unprepared and stuck us with a contract that would harm us for decades into the future. They sold our patrimony. And when they were caught, Mr. Speaker, with this, what did they do?
You know, if we don't play these tapes, uncle and auntie, for you people really get to understand these leaders are you bowing down to, throwing mal around their neck. If I didn't know who Barra Jagde was, I would have thrown mal around the man's neck and said, this is the man for Guyana. You know? Look what he's doing today. Look what he's doing today. He said they trucked in there and sell out with patrimony. Yeah, man. They sell out Guyana. Now listen to his promise. If he get in office, what he will do. Play it. Let him hear it.
Take off. They sold us out to the foreigners. The oil companies, every time there is a find out there, our people should be sad because nothing comes our way. We're going to renegotiate those contracts because that's not what we had in mind. When we were in the early days, we were coaxing the people to go along. They came into office, 3 billion barrels of proven reserves, and then gave up a zero royalty, no taxes, no ring fencing.
He was in opposition there, uncle. The same man that spoke as opposition in Parliament, the video before, this is just before the election, he said that. Yes. They sold us out to the foreigners. Every time there's an oil find out there, the people should be sad because nothing comes our way. We're going to renegotiate those contracts. What happened today, uncle and auntie? Y'all tell me now. I'm waiting. I'm listening. I'm going to hold a moment. I'm going to sip my tea a little. What happened today? What happened today? They have discovered 11 billion barrels, not 3 billion. 11 billion barrels. Yes. He's changing and renegotiating. Anything, uncle? He said Exxon had found 3 billion and the coalition didn't change the contract. Today they find 11 billion. He not touching contract. You know what he doing, uncle? He going and approve more. Yes. More, the 5th project. He went and approved Liza 3 and Liza 4. Yes. Now we go to and approve Liza 5 without changing anything. Oh, uncle, are you in trouble beyond trouble itself? He's changing. Every day he's talking about changes and renegotiation. Yes. Of the small oil contracts. Yes. The 14 new oil blocks that didn't find a drop of oil yet inside of any one of them. That is what he's talking about changing. Yes, we're going to change those oil contracts. He's changing, yes, uncle. But the Stabroek oil field, we got 600 oil blocks inside and holds actually all the oil in this country. He is silent on that one. Why, uncle and auntie? Why? But he said the coalition gave us zero royalty, no taxes, no ring fencing. Is what he giving up here now, uncle? Huh? Instead, he changed what the coalition did. He adding more dilemma onto our back, onto our shoulder, onto our heads. By approving more projects. Yes. He granted, like I said, Liza 3, Liza 4, in a worst fashion. Now we're going to approve Liza 5. Liza 1 and 2 under the coalition. Both of them were 7 billion US. Listen to this carefully, uncle, and see what is the difference and what's going on in this country. Liza 1 and 2 that the coalition approved is 7 billion US. Liza 3, well, Jagdev approved 9 billion US. Liza 4, between Liza 3 and 4 is about 20 billion US. And the Liza 5, the one that he's going to approve, is almost 13 billion US alone. You hear that, brother? So he approved projects in 8, 9, 10, 13 billion US when the coalition approved 2 at 7 billion. Are you understand what's going on here? Are you understand what Bharat Jagdev is doing to this country? Huh? And nothing is being verified, checked, or audited. Nothing. God bless you people. Yes. Yeah, continue. You will continue to get 219 million every 3 months. Yes. Now he's telling us he never promised renegotiation. And how he got a tape 2 weeks before election saying he never promised renegotiation. Uncle and auntie are still waiting to play that tape for the nation to hear. Yes. Hear it, Mr. Jagdeo. I still want it, but send it, let me play it. Guyana losing, and will lose billions of US a year in damages and destruction due to the oil industry. And when the 2 other leases start pumping, Uncle, Guyana will be getting maybe another 219 million every 3 months. Or maybe a 500 million every 3 months, comparing to the billions in damages every 3 months the oil industry would do to this country. Y'all tell me if this is running a business or if this is running a cake shop. Tell me, Uncle, if we're running up or if we're moving up or running down or sideways. Tell me, Miss Indira, and I hope you're listening to these messages too, and these tapes. I hear the government giving you and your family in Barbados some sweetness up there. I hope it lasts. And pray y'all don't get a change of government in this land. Y'all would run out of this country. Miss Indira, one of the things I keep hearing all over, Mr. Lal, is a good thing we can hear them with their own voices. If not, we would have never believed. President Ali, yes. Jagdeo nor Norton, yes. President Ali, Jagdeo and Norton, the people hearing in our own voices. Local government elections coming. Are you please go and stain your finger for them? And I love you. Have a great evening. Joshua, I'm going to take 2 phone calls, 3 phone calls and hit the road, Jack.
All right.
See if you can find my phone. I left my phone at a stand in Monrepo yesterday. And went to Barbados. Yeah, and when we came back last night, the gentleman gave me. So all those who called me yesterday, I didn't have my phone on me. This phone didn't charge. This phone have a dead battery. It's low battery. But let me tell you, Joshua, if you think that Jonestown massacre was terrible, you really got to think again. Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yes.
Well said, and well done, sir. Lucid into. I'll call you back next time.
Thank you. I will call you back. I'll call you back. Thank you. Wow. Yeah, I was telling you guys, if you think the Jonestown massacre that happened back in November 1978 was horrible, wait and watch. Uncle, you guys got to wait, watch and see what will become of the Guyanese people down the road. Thousands of our neighbors, I saw just now on the TV, just now 7 o'clock news. I was looking at the 7 o'clock news on CNN before I walk into this radio room. And I saw thousands of Venezuelan, Colombian, the people from Peru, Guatemala, and the South American countries, man. Thousands of them on the road marching to Mexico. Yes.
Caller, good evening.
Hello, good night to you. Hello?
Good evening.
Yes, good evening, how are you? This is the Glenn Lal Show?
Yes. Yes, good evening. Go right
I
ahead.
just want to congratulate you on the job that you're doing. But I would like to say a few things. When we had the election in 2019, 2020, when they had the discrepancies, the ABC countries, all of them were talking about rule of law and democracy and all of these things. What happened to the same rule of law and democracy with what ExxonMobil is doing to Guyana? Why these same ABC countries, you had the American ambassador was always in the forefront saying something. How come these people is not saying something on what ExxonMobil is doing to Guyana?
No, 1 second. Can you hold?
Democracy should be all around.
Can you
not
hold?
Just when it comes to election.
Ask him if he can hold.
1 second, can you hold her?
Yes, I can hold.
You sure you're talking about democracy or democracy you're talking about? Dumb as in democracy. You got to care for you. You got to understand what's happening. The U.S. ambassador said recently in a statement that the business interests, their business interests is under threat in Guyana. And it is serious. And the government, our president and our vice president said that is serious. Imagine the Americans there in my country, our country, fetching out our resources, okay, and have the nerve to tell this country that their business interest is under threat. We business interests that own these resources is not under threat when we get in 2% and we get in nothing from the gold and nothing from the diamonds. We business interests not a threat. You care to take on from there? Go ahead.
Mr. Lal, Mr. Lal, there comes a point in time where the Guyanese people, we have to stop talking and action has to be taken. Because if we just continue talking and there's no action, the government and the leaders, the incompetent leaders that we have, their pocket is being filled. They don't have to worry about gas, housing, nothing. Their pocket is being filled. Their friend pocket is being filled. They don't have to worry about nothing. And we're going to be sucking salt, and our kids and our grandkids and everybody going to be sucking salt. With all these resources that we have, we still in this backward. You're getting blackout. You're getting it's unbelievable. It's just simple. And Guyanese people just like they're not waking up. I don't know what else they need to wake up. I don't know what else. Glenn, I listen to you all the while. I don't know what else these people need to wake up from the slumber that they're in.
Whole again.
These leaders that create a little excitement, and that's it.
Whole again. You see this Wales gas to shore project? That Wales gas to shore project. Guyana has $3 billion debt presently that we sit on from donkey years, and we keep borrowing $3 billion. That Wales gas to shore going to put us into another $3 billion debt that will sink Guyana to be faced, brother, not on we knees. Jagdeo and President Ali is not telling us anything, is not showing us anything, how this investment will benefit Guyana. He has not been saying anything. As a matter of fact, that's the only thing the opposition is speaking up on.
Man, don't even mention about the opposition.
Yes,
don't even mention about the opposition.
I hear you.
Because they're just a waste of time.
I hear you.
They're just a waste of time, man. It's unbelievable that we have to live in the way we live in, and Guyanese people are now waking up, and they continue talking. These guys, they're not being held accountable, and they're gonna just continue doing and being disrespectful to the Guyanese people and do whatever they want to do.
I hear you.
And I'm just sorry.
Mm-hmm. I hear you clear.
Thank
you.
It's a shame, but you know what? Something got to be done. Like you said, it has to change. Change has to come.
Stay in
either
touch.
by fair means or some other means.
Stay in touch. We have to band together, and we have to work together to bring about this
and
change.
let me say this quick before I go.
Yes.
This is not about black or Indian or nobody.
Exactly.
It's about the Guyanese people.
Exactly. Unless, and we got,
Because
a matter of fact, we have to start preaching that,
them,
bro.
they're very good at dividing the people with this racism thing. They're very good at it. They're very good at division. And once you keep having that division, the people that can't think, they can't focus, they can't think critical and analyze situation and listen to the garbage they talk. They tell you 4 different things like you're stupid, like you don't have no sense.
Exactly. That's what he tries to do. That's what he tries to do with me at his press conference. The man talks down to you, belittles you, playing that he doesn't understand.
Very disrespectful.
Yes, playing that he doesn't understand what you're asking him. You know? But it's okay.
I don't know.
His time will come.
I don't know, my friend.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you. His time will come. I'm so happy that you raised this issue. This thing has nothing to do with Indians or Africans, Amerindians or Portuguese. Whether you're Hindu, Muslim, Christian, this is about we being Guyanese. Look what is happening around this world, brothers and sisters. You think of race, you think of religion, you think of creed, you think of color. So you guys please wake up. Wake up. Yes, good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, go ahead.
Let me say good night to you in the panel and congratulate you guys to the great work that you have done here.
Thank you.
You have been so great to this nation. I wish I was that close that I could shake your hand and congratulate you for the respect and loyalty that you show to your country.
I hear you, brother.
By educating the nation, sir.
I hear you. I hear you.
First of all, let me say this, right? Growing up as a little boy going to primary school, I pledged myself to this country. And all of us, I think, already pledge ourselves, regardless of color, race, or creed. All of us pledge ourselves to it. And it seems that the leaders and the politicians, them, say a different pledge to Guyana. Because on my research with the pledge, none of them ain't walking way close to the pledge. Them walking like them walking with Venezuela pledge or Brazil pledge to me. You understand? And
I hear.
so much you've been said in the island industry tonight. Let me get down beyond the island industry. Let me make it clear that the sugar and the amount of iron that was there in this carbon black, that's how you explain it to these people, right? The current Baghdad right about now in the interior, that the onlyest piece of maiden land left for top surface mining, for the miners them get a little gold. If an Ali name there, the head, as the president owned this Baghdad. Right now they're pushing roads for God there, and I guess there's where they can in the 3 larger mining company, because there is the last set of gold there for poor people.
No. Wait. Hold. I don't want you to guess your way. I want you to take your time. If you have this type of information, you can call me off the radio and let's talk, because you got to be careful how you're calling names and linking people. Okay?
Okay.
So calm yourself down. Take it easy. President Ali is the owner for Guyana. He is. You can't, there's no if or doubt about it. He can wake up tomorrow morning and decide, so listen, all the land at the back of the southern part of Guyana belong to Glenlal or belong to Joshua or belong to you. And nobody can do anything but that. So let's not go down that road. Let's get the facts. Let's get the facts and throw the facts out. Right?
That we need these things, so we need a change, because presently how we stand as Guyanese, as citizens Guyanese, with that particular piece of made in Paris in the interior there, when the open it, the poor people in the access to it be done.
Okay, we'll talk about that. We can talk about that. We'll talk about that. You can call me after and we'll talk about that. What else you want to talk? What else you want to tell this nation tonight?
Yeah, well, the nation is about this, so we have to seek more to ourselves. If we do a research as what every one of us supposed to do, we're going to educate our own self and see the kind of things that you are speaking about. It's so clear that anyone down to the littlest child will see through it. And we should start getting to know exactly where we stand in the world and how we should cooperate together as a nation so we can go forward, because we are going down.
Yes, we're going down.
We're going down by minutes and seconds.
I hear you, brother.
Falling.
I hear you. I hear you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
That would be
Thank
our
you.
talk tonight.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much.
Good night, sir. Thank you for holding.
Go ahead.
Hi, good night.
Good night.
Hey, good night, Mr. Lal.
Good night.
Yeah, two contributions I would like to make, please.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Good night. The two contribution, please.
What did you say?
Yeah. The first one is with the first one is with I once talked to Minister Datadin on the road and asked him about the renewal of the Starbuck Black contract. And he said Mr. Trotman was
What is he saying?
use the loophole that the minister have, Minister of Natural Resource, and went ahead and signed 2 5-year term, which they couldn't out of the normal constitution with the minister in question.
I'm not getting you, man. I'm not.
We're not understand what you're trying to say there,
I
sir.
really not getting what you're saying. Could you be more clear? What contract? What are you talking about?
The Starbuck contract.
What happened to the Starbuck Black contract? It was
Okay.
signed by Trotman.
Okay. I once speak to Minister Datidin about the
No.
renegotiation.
We don't have no minister named Datadin, brother. What else you want to talk about?
Sanjeev. Oh, sorry. But Sanjeev Datidin.
What else you
was
want to
a-
talk about? No. Listen. We're not here to debate contract. I'm not
Okay,
here
but
to
I'm
debate
speaking
contract.
about the Starbuck Black contract there.
No,
right?
no. I'm not debating that. That's not up for debate. That's a poisonous contract. I don't want to hear about it.
Okay.
Thank you.
The other thing about the gas to show, right? Right? Where Vice President Barry Jagdeo is speaking about half the electricity bill for the Guyanese people. Within now to then, when the gas to show got ready, if the light bill won't go up, let's say you're paying $40 now, if it will go from 40 to 80 by the time the gas to show come, and then we can cut it back, as what they say 50%.
My
So
friend.
it'll be back to 40%.
My friend,
Hold 1 second.
We really get no way.
my friend, thank you.
Thank you.
You should also call me off the air and let's talk. I am making this thing so simple for you people. The gas to shore project, the Wales gas to shore project, there is no figures. There is no feasibility study that Jagdeo can show this nation
Understood.
that will cut the electricity by half as to what he's preaching and fooling the Guyanese people. So why are we having this discussion?
Agree.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Roger.
Why are we having this type of discussion? There's no good evening, sir. You're live on the air. Hello? You're live on the air, sir.
Yes. Good night. We're calling from Essequibo, sir.
Listen to me carefully. Listen, hold for me, please. If you keep calling the phone, listen to me. If you keep calling the phone and it's not being answered, just relax. I'll try to call you back. You cannot be calling. You're interrupting the calls. You call one time, and I'll try my best to call you back. Okay?
Okay.
Good. Go ahead. Let's hear your contribution.
Yes, sir. I'm calling from Essequibo. I love that tape for you, please. Keep the tape. Oh, I beg you, don't last the 2 tape at all, what the vice president said. That is the 2 tape what them
We have
talking
many
about.
more
Keep
tapes.
that tape.
We have many more tapes.
That particular two where you play, wonderful. That is what them talking from. Okay, we are preparing for you for the 28th of next month, and the Essequibo, the rice farmer want to see you, sir.
You hear what I said about the rice industry?
Yes.
All right. Thanks.
Yes.
No problem.
Good.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, Josh.
Caller, good evening and welcome.
I have a gentleman keep calling me. Let me call him back.
Remember, you can call us on 226-7453, 622-2222, and 624-6456.
Yes, good evening, sir.
Hello?
Good evening.
Hi, good evening, Mr. Lal. How are you doing?
All right, I saw you keep calling. If you call one time,
Yeah.
just call one time and I'll call you back if I can. Yes, go ahead.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
No, I just calling to say that a great program tonight and just keep educating the nation on what's really happening. All right?
I hear you. Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Yes, my brother.
We'll
All
stay in
right, have a
touch.
good night, sir.
You too, bye.
Yeah.
Good evening, caller.
Good evening, sir. Mr. Lal.
Yes,
Good
sir.
night, sir.
Good night.
You know, the masses of Guyanese people, right? They're vile to themselves. They're a wicked witness to themselves. This situation here is a snake worm situation. The masses of the people of this country is warm. And the trade sector, the judiciary, the people in high office, the church leaders, the trade union leaders, they are the snakes.
No, I don't agree with you. You cannot do that. No. You can't do that. You can't accuse people. You cannot accuse people in the judiciary, in the religious sector. You can't do that. People have their own people. Listen, some of these religious leaders doesn't even understand. They're so taken up with the churches and the temples and the masjids that don't even understand what's happening in the land. They're playing their own role, man.
Yeah,
and
but
you can't accuse the
you see,
the
if you
judiciary.
don't go to the real thing, and next thing I'm going to tell you, though, if the people of this country no work to suspend and abolish the constitution as early as immediately, or chop the president powers, nothing doing on this land. You're doing a fair job for us. But how many of us getting your message in the far interior location? It's a stiff job. People got to go for bread tomorrow morning. Then I got money.
Well, my brother, I am playing my part.
Nobody, thank you very much, Glenn. I really respect and adore you, boy. You don't really know me.
Mm-hmm.
But I love you on the Mark Bishop show. I love you two boys.
Mm-hmm. I hear you.
I really love you two boys.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could be with you every night. But that the possibility exists. I got my grandchildren to look after. You understand?
I hear you.
And you don't good work for the people of this country, buddy. God gonna help, but the people by God, them will to themselves by wicked witness to their own self. Walk this country and see if you see a lady who come here talk about that, she was a cabra. Come for bite you in the public, you go meet your friends them for educate your people. Come for bite you there.
Yeah.
Never mind, my God. You take care, boy. I pray for you and your family and the people of this country, but especially the poor.
Thank you. Yeah, she's not what cabra. She's no cabra. She's nothing for me. She's just a piece of nothing for me. You know, and you know, but during I think during the discussion, you know, take it.
Namaste, sir. Go ahead.
Yes, I listen to the program, the wonderful program, and I let you give my contribution to as well. I was made to understand that I wouldn't call it by name, right? But you all know what I'm talking about here. Yeah, I don't know that all these people that need one vote, and to me that everybody get their little sighting, you know, and I get and they're not moving talking about nothing, but they're not talking about nothing. Along with who the government, they're not talking about nothing. They got to get policies. Then you got some man that talks that we live low life. Well, that man, he live the more low life, you know. And let me tell you what these people are doing. the whole Joshua wash away all of them there. Because they didn't get these people them, they're pocket full, and I came for people look, cousin died there, they got next to here. When we got a bill on the parlor, there's no water. When I have some NIS money to collect, and I called Georgetown. They said that the company I work in not paying my NIS, they cannot pay me. When I call him minister now himself, when I call him minister, said he can't help me too as well. Well, then who they will help? I don't want to help myself, I want to help nobody in this country here. And I call for everybody that let me come out together and we got to do something because these people are pocket full and the rich get richer and the poor get poor.
I hear you, brother.
Yeah, that's what is going on. They're not care for nobody anymore. The boat can't afford it, you can't come up anymore. They're not care for the pocket full. They have the amount of money for my watch. $100 is important for me because my neighbor said I'm squashed. And if I never squash for $100, well, I'll miss a meal. And then I eat tea, beer, somebody put there and someone start for the other.
I hear you, brother.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you. Namaste. Namaste. Joshua?
Yes, sir.
I want Guyanese, I'm going to say this before I go. I want every Guyanese to know that we have to fight. We got to fight ExxonMobil. We got to fight our leaders to ensure that the Stabroek Block contract, is changed. That is 600 oil block that has almost all the oil inside, and it has to change, uncle and auntie. We cannot live without that. We cannot survive, we cannot become anything or anybody without changing that contract. And I want you people to please don't get confused and mix up. Whenever Bharat Jagdev, President Ali, or Norton or Ramjatan come around you people, all they're talking about is 10% royalty, 10% taxes, ring fencing, and every other thing on the 14 new oil blocks. 14 tiny oil blocks that has nothing inside so far. Don't get mixed up and don't get confused. I don't know if ExxonMobil came up with that strategy in their mind, in their head, and throw it on to Jagdev, for Jagdev them twat we mind and we heads with it, or what. But I want you people to know that whenever Jagdev talk anything about oil, he is not touching anything to do with ExxonMobil and the 95% of Guyana's oil. Tomorrow we are carrying a headline, a lead story. You should just glance at the lead story. Guyanese regulators, this is the headline. Guyanese regulators will have power to prevent cost overruns on 14 new oil blocks, but not Exxon oil field. You hear that, uncle? The regulators, Jagdev them going to put in place to regulate the oil industry. The police, for police the oil industry, would have power to prevent overruns, which is hundreds of millions of US, more than what we get every 3 months. That is what Exxon take out, and without we permission. Well, Jagdev is saying that we police now will be able to police the 14 new oil contracts with overruns, but not with ExxonMobil contract. That is we headline tomorrow. That's the lead story tomorrow. So I just tell him, and I need to bring some of these headlines to you people for you to, and simplify it for you to understand.
Yes.
What everything the man is saying. But you see when he say it, right? Everybody believe, yeah, well, the man doing something good. He's now doing the right thing. No, uncle. He's not doing anything right. He's doing the wrong things all the time. He's just kerfuffling we head, trying to confuse we, mix we up. The man that, and I should tell you this, the man that put the highest bid for the Marriott. The US charged him for fraud.
Oh, Lord.
They had charged him for fraud once, and he get barred from being a public officer. For being an officer on a public company. He was accused of orchestrating, uncle, US 130 million stock loan and manipulation scheme. And you see the people who come into Guyana and who linking up with Guyana and who bidding for we thing, we money making machines. Oh, uncle, orchestrating stock loan and manipulation scheme. Wow. Oh, brother, auntie and uncle, namaste. God bless you guys. Have a great night.
Good night, everyone.
See you guys Wednesday.